Dear viewers, I am your host Muhammad Asif Chija and you are watching YouTube channel ETV 786, which is specially designed and created for business students. We are presenting course number 7, Business Statistics. Please view, like, share and comment the videos and subscribe the channel for upcoming shows. So viewers, let's start the course number 7, Business Statistics. Courses available on YouTube channel ETV 786 are number 1, Accounting, number 2, Business Management, number 3, Business Law, number 4, Business Taxes, number 5, Business Mathematics, number 6, Insurance and its types, and now presenting number 7, Business Statistics. Definition of statistics. Statistics is the science of collecting, analyzing, presenting and interpreting the data. Data are the facts and figures that are collected, analyzed and summarized for presentation and interpretation. Data may be classified as either quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative data measures either how much or how many of something, and qualitative data provides labels or names for categories of like items. For example, suppose that a particular study is interested in characteristics such as age, gender, marital status, and annual income for a sample of 200 individuals. These characteristics would be called the variables of the study, and data values for each of the variables would be associated with each individual. Statistics in business. Statistics in business can be likened to the third eye through which any business enterprise can see the future. It is also the navigation compass that guides a company on the road path to avoid a shipwreck. Business statistics play a vital role in tax preparation, budgeting, proposals, and data mining. Definitely, business statistics involve aspects of mathematics, management, and market research. Types of statistics. There are two main branches of statistics are number 1, descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics use the data to provide the descriptions of the population through graphs, tables, or numerical calculations. And number 2, inferential statistics. Inferential statistics makes the predictions and inferences based on the data sample taken from the population. Importance of statistics. There are 5 major components which determines the importance of statistics in business. Number 1, uniformity. Number 2, rational decisions making. Number 3, management performance or forecasting. Number 4, organization and presentation of data. And number 5, historical research of business. Uniformity. There is always the existence of business ethics, laws, and even methods of operation. All these are summarized and stored as a reference purpose through the help of statistics. An important role of statistics in business is that it is expressed as a percentage ratio, average, median, and even a raw number. What is vital is that the method used to calculate the statistics is uniform at every time. Rational decision making. Statistics analysis enables an enterprise to measure the performances of a business and identify trends. This enables the business to make a rational decision, knowing that their judgment is based on data and facts rather than mere assumptions. As a result, better planning and predictions are made through statistical analysis of data and figures. Management performance and forecasting. The usage of statistics in business and management is limitless. With the proper skills to implement statistical methods, for example, managers can increase the production capacity of any plant or find out the optimum production capacity, efficient management of work and employee performance, limit the wastage of resources, etc. By using historical data, managers can analyze past success and failures. This is known as cause and effect analysis. Furthermore, managers use the predictive analysis of statistical techniques such as data mining and modeling to predict future possibilities and trends based on historical data. Organization and presentation of data. Every business deals with data from sales, advertisement, marketing, and other forms of activity regarding the running and operation of the business. Statistics provides great tools to handle these data and information about the business in a systematic and well-arranged manner for an effective presentation. In fact, statistical data are 100% reliable even for future purposes. Statistical research of a business. The best method to apply when researching a business or its history is by getting the statistical data, including activities from the business. Even a non-specialist can participate and contribute in historical research with a statistical approach. This is because statistics presents the surest information and data regarding a business. Data collection and sampling. Statistics is a tool for converting data into information. Data statistics information covers the 5 questions. Number 1, where does data come from? Number 2, how is it gathered? Number 3, how do we ensure it is accurate? Number 4, is the data reliable? And number 5, is it representative of the population from which it was drawn? Whether you are a student trying to conduct research or part of the commercial sector, thinking of how to promote a new product, you need data collection to help you make better choices. The best courses of action come from informed decisions and identical information and data. Methods of data collection. While the phrase data collection may sound all high-tech and digital, it does not necessarily entail things like computers, big data, and the internet. Data collection could mean a telephone survey, a mail-in comment card, or even some guy with a clipboard asking some questions. But let's see if we can sort the different data collection methods into an impression of organized categories. There are two methods of data collection, which are number 1, primary data, and number 2, secondary data. Primary data collection. As the name implies, this is original first-hand data collected by the data researchers. This process is the initial information gathering step performed before anyone carries out any further or related research. Primary data results are highly accurate provided the researcher collects the information. However, there is a downside as first-hand research is potentially time-consuming and expensive. Secondary data collection. Secondary data is second-hand data collected by other parties and already having undergone statistical analysis. This data is either information that the researchers has tasked other people to collect or information the researchers has looked up. Although it is easier and cheaper to obtain than primary information, secondary information raises concern regarding accuracy and authenticity. Quantitative data makes up a majority of secondary data. Secondary data collection techniques. Unlike primary data collection, there are no specific collection methods. Instead, since the information has already been collected, the researchers consult various data sources such as financial statements, sales reports, retailer or distributor or deal feedback, customer personal information such as name, address, age, and contact information, business journals, government records, for example, census, tax records, and social security information, trade or business magazines, the internet, etc. Data collection techniques. Number 1, interviews. The researcher asks questions of a large sampling of people either by direct interviews or means of mass communication such as by phone or mail. This method is by far the most common means of data gathering. Data collection techniques. Number 2, projective technique. Projective data gathering is an indirect interview used when potential respondents know why they are being asked questions and hesitate to answer. With projective data gathering, the interviewees get an incomplete question and they must fill in the rest using their opinions, feelings, and attitudes. Data collection techniques. Delphi technique. The researchers use the Delphi technique by gathering information from a panel of experts. Each expert answers questions in their field of specialty and the replies are consolidated into a single opinion. Data collection technique. Focus groups. Focus groups, like interviews, are a commonly used technique. The group consists of anywhere from a half dozen to a dozen people, led by a moderator, brought together to discuss the issue. Data collection techniques. Questionnaires. Questionnaires are a simple, straightforward data collection method. Respondents get a series of questions, either open or close-ended, related to the matter at hand. Then word association. The researcher gives the respondent a set of words and asks them what comes to mind when they hear each word. Data collection techniques. Sentence completion. Researchers use sentence completion to understand what kind of ideas the respondent has. This tool involves giving an incomplete sentence and seeing how the interviewee finishes it. Then role playing. Respondents are presented with an imaginary situations and asked how they would act or react if it was real. Data collection techniques. In-person surveys. The researchers ask questions in person. Then online or web surveys. These surveys are easy to accomplish, but some users may be unwilling to answer truthfully, if at all. Data collection techniques. Mobile surveys. These surveys take advantage of increasing proliferation of mobile technology. Mobile collection surveys rely on mobile devices like tablets or smartphones to conduct surveys via SMS or mobile apps. Data collection techniques. Phone surveys. No researcher can call thousands of people at once, so they need a third party to handle the job. However, many people have call screening and won't answer. Data collection techniques. Observation. Sometimes the simplest method is the best. Researchers who make direct observations collect data quickly and easily with little intrusion or third-party bias. Naturally, it is only effective in small-scale situations. Data organization. When you have collected the data, what can be done with them? These data are raw data. We have to organize it in some meaningful way to take out the information. Consider the example of a collection of data of your favorite sport. From this raw data, you can count the number of the people who like a particular sport. Data organization, tally marks. Tally marks are the representation of the data in the form of vertical lines. We put one vertical line for each of the 4 counts. A diagonal line is put for the 5th count. These marks are tally marks. Tally marks for number 4 is as shown, then number 5 is represented as shown, and the representation of 6 as shown, and so on. Data organization, frequency distribution. The representation of the various observations and tally marks in a form of table is the frequency distribution. The frequency is the number of the times an observation occurs. It is the number of repetitions. Consider in a class of 30 students, 5 like badminton, 10 students like cricket, 3 like tennis, 4 like football, 7 like volleyball, and 1 like hockey. Graphical representation. Graphical representation is a way of analyzing numerical data. It exhibits the relation between data, ideas, information, and concepts in a diagram. It is easy to understand and it is one of the most important learning strategies. It always depends on the type of information in a particular domain. There are different types of graphical representation. Graphical representation, line graphs. Line graph or the linear graph is used to display the continuous data and it is useful for predicting future events over time. Graphical representation, bar graphs. Bar graph is used to display the category of data and it compares the data using solid bars to represent the quantities. Graphical representation, histograms. The graph that uses bar to represent the frequency of numerical data that are organized into intervals, since all the intervals are equal and continuous. All the bars have the same width. Graphical representation, line plot. It shows the frequency of data on a given number line. X is placed above a number line each time when that data occurs again. Graphical representation, frequency table. The table shows the number of pieces of data that falls within the given interval. Graphical representation, circle graph. Also known as the pie chart, that shows the relationships of the parts of the whole. The circle is considered with 100% and the categories occupied are represented with that specific percentage like 15%, 56%, etc. Graphical representation, stem and leaf plot. In the stem or leaf plot, the data are organized from least value to the greatest value. The digits of the least place values form the leaves and the next place values digits form the stems. Graphical representation, box and whisker plot. The plot diagram summarizes the data by dividing into 4 parts. Box and whisker show the range, that is spread, and the middle, that is median, of the data. General rules for the graphical representation. Number 1. Suitable title. Make sure that the appropriate title is given to the graph which indicates the subject of the presentation. Number 2. Measurement unit. Mention the measurement unit in the graph. Number 3. Proper scale. To represent the data in an accurate manner, choose a proper scale. Number 4. Index. Index the appropriate color, shades, lines and design in the graph for better understanding. Number 5. Data sources. Include the source of information wherever it is necessary at the bottom of the graph. Number 6. Keep it simple. Construct a graph in an easy way that everyone can understand. And number 7. Neat. Choose the correct size, fonts, colors, etc. in such a way that the graph should be a visual aid for the presentation of information. Graphical representation in mathematics. In mathematics, a graph is defined as a chart with statistical data which are represented in the form of curves or lines drawn across the coordinate point plotted on its surface. It helps to study the relationship between two variables where it helps to measure the change in the variable amount with respect to another variable within a given interval of time. It helps to study the series distribution and frequency distribution for a given problem. There are 2 types of graphs to visually depict the information. Number 1, time series graph. That example is line graph. And number 2, frequency distribution graphs, which example is frequency polygon graph. Principles of graphical representation. Algebraic principles are applied to all types of graphical representation of data. In graphs, it is represented using two lines called coordinate axes. The horizontal axis is denoted as the x-axis and the vertical axis is denoted as the y-axis. The point at which two lines intersect is called an origin. Considered x-axis, the distance from the origin to the right side will take a positive value and the distance from the origin to the left side will take a negative value. Similarly, for the y-axis, the points above the origin will take a positive value and the points below the origin will add negative value. Merits of using graphs. Some of the merits of using graphs are as follows. Number 1, the graph is easily understood by everyone without any prior knowledge. Number 2, it saves time. Number 3, it allows us to relate and compare the data for different time periods. And number 4, it is used in statistics to determine the mean, median and mode for different data, as well as in the interpolation and the extrapolation of data. Thank you very much for watching YouTube channel ETV786 and thanks for watching the video. Please view, like, share and comment the videos and subscribe the channel to view latest update. Bye bye till the next show.